Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, all are welcome here. Today we are further getting wisdom from Srila Prabhupada's books, from his transcendental purpose, from Srimad Bhagavatam, the literary incarnation of Lord Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna. Please join us for Jai Radha Madhav prayers. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari, Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanchari, Yamuna Tira Vanchari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please join us for Mangalacharan prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiriyet, Shavatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shamana Kirtanaha, Hridayantasto Hya Bhadrani Vidunoti Suhasatam, Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, Bhagavatir Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavti Nashtiki. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we have an amazing verse from the very first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 13, verse 10. Hare Krishna, Devi, have you shared the link for this verse?
Yes, Prabhuji, it will be there shortly. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. So please join us in the recitation of this verse. This is a verse spoken by Yudhishthira Maharaj when he is welcoming Mahatma Vidur after Mahatma Vidur has received the transcendental knowledge and the realizations from Maitreya Muni. So again, that's also very important for us to understand, because in the 11th canto we hear when Uddhav was there, sage Maitreya happened to be at the same place and he also received the instructions from Lord Shri Krishna. And he imparted all the wonderful instructions to Mahatma Vidur, which helped Mahatma Vidur get in through the mercy of a Shuddha Bhakta, a pure devotee. So Mahatma Vidur had actually gone on a pilgrimage, and we will be covering as well. He returns back from pilgrimage, how Yudhishthira Maharaj welcomes him. This is what Yudhishthira Maharaj says. Bhavadvida Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swanta Sthena Gadabhrataha. Translation by His Divine Grace S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My Lord, Devotees like your good self are verily holy places personified, because you carry the personality of Godhead within your heart. You turn all places into places of pilgrimage. Hare Krishna. So, please join us for Guru Pranati so that we can receive the mercy from the Acharyas. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatadham Vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So Mahatma Vidur, why did he take to pilgrimage? Dwapare Parichayayam. So the sacrifice for the Dwapar Yuga was to go on pilgrimage, to visit temples, to engage in temple worship. But then what is the purpose of visiting Holy Dham? Visiting Holy Dham is for the purpose of associating with pure devotees, because they are the ones who make the holy place a holy place, the place of pilgrimage, the place of transcendental abode of the Lordship. Yes, sometimes people have this tendency of going to holy place, especially folks who are going to Vrindavan. I'll not give another example. First time when we went to Vrindavan, after having come in touch with the devotees in Krishna consciousness, it's like everyone saying, oh, you have to go to Vrindavan, you have to get dhoti kurta, you have to get bead, for yourself, you have to get gopi chandan. All these things are available in Vrindavan. And we spent the whole day at Vrindavan, but visiting Loi Bazar. And then when we were returning, suddenly we said, let's visit the temple. And in the afternoon, when we entered the temple, we didn't even come to know how the hours flew by, because we were in the association of Shuddha Bhakta. So the concept of time does not exist in spiritual world, was experienced by us, because from early morning to afternoon we were going back and forth on Loi Bazaar, but then from afternoon to night the time just flew and we only had the memory of how wonderful it is in the company of devotees. So when you go to Vrindavan, associate with the devotees. Hear their instructions, sit in those classes and understand how they are with their words, with their intelligence, with the constant chanting and glorification of the Lordship. They are enabling us to really remember the Lordship, experience what true Dham is. Sometimes people go to Dham with the mood that we will go to Loi Bazar in case of Vrindavan, or we will just take a dip in Yamuna and visit the temple, have some prasadam and come back home. But true prasad is associating with the devotees. Now somebody could say, why should we associate with the devotees? Well, if you go to a house, and this is the transcendental house, transcendental place that you are going, you want that house to be lighted. You should be able to see things as they are. If you enter a dark house in the middle of night, you don't know what's where and what's what. And that's us coming into this material world, having the material body, thinking I am this body, and completely bewildered, wandering in this dark house, making sense of things as we are experiencing. But that's not the truth. We are missing out the great boon if we are not lighting up our life with having taken shelter of a Shuddha Bhakta. So yes, Srimad Bhagavatam, literary incarnation of Lord Shri Krishna. It is living, it is alive, it is blessing, and this enables us to see so many wonderful realizations in our life, seeing Krishna's hand in all the activities, and this becomes alive to us. It is always alive, it is transcendental. Yet at the same time, we realize this in the company of Shuddha Bhakta, a person Bhagavata. And that is the essence. When Yudhishthira Maharaj sees Mahatma Vidur, his heart is completely, it's overflowing with bliss, seeing that Mahatma Vidur, with his knowledge, he has realized the absolute truth, the final destination, the goal of absolute truth. And so, Srila Prabhupada gives his transcendental purport on this verse so wonderfully, that Lord, He is present everywhere. Do we have the eyes to see the Lord? That is an important aspect. It reminds me of an incident when there was a person, as Srila Prabhupada was giving the class, he was standing up and saying, "Can you show me God? Have you seen God?" Yes. Srila Prabhupada responded very nicely. But then he was saying, "Can you show me God?" And we have heard of a couple of instances like this. In one case, Srila Prabhupada said, "Do you have qualification to see the God? Do you have eyes to see the God?" So that is also very important. Sometimes in ignorance, we are thinking that I should be, somebody can show me God, then I'll believe God is. Well, similarly, you can think of government, right? Somebody can say, "Can you show me government?" Well, it is the impersonal way the government is carrying out its rules and regulations. Yet at the same time, to see the government head, you have to get qualified, have an appointment, make many pleas, and finally get qualified to be able to see the government head. So what to talk about Lord Shri Krishna? And in this occasion, this person was again standing up and asking Srila Prabhupada, "Can you show me God? Can you show me God?" Srila Prabhupada said, "I can't see because you are standing between me and God, Lord Shri Krishna, Shri Radharani, and Lord Krishna." So at that time, the person, it was so strange. He was actually standing in the middle of the hall, and Srila Prabhupada was directly facing the deities, and because of this person, he could not see it. So all the devotees, they saw this person really doing that, and everybody laughed at him. And then he realized what an offense he is committing by asking this question. And Srila Prabhupada continued with his transcendental lectures. So again, with his teachings. And here Srila Prabhupada has identified to us how we have to realize. We have to connect with the Lord through one of the disciplic successions, through parampara. Just like if there is a lighthouse, electrical house, right, the powerhouse. And from there electricity is flowing and it's coming to your house. And then you hold a bulb in your hand and say, "Why, there is no electricity, the bulb is not lighting up." Well, that's not the process. You have to follow the process. You have to place that bulb in the socket. You have to turn the switch on. So now placing, again, you can give this analogy. We can extend the analogy from our understanding. It's like placing the bulb in the socket is surrender to the process of devotion service. Surrender to bhakti, to a bhakta. And so when we surrender to a Shuddha Bhakta, and what is the process of surrender? The first instruction we get is, when we are in the socket, is just like the bulb is in the socket, properly set. You just don't put it on the socket upside down. Yeah, you should know how to put it in the socket. So there is a process. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya ubdeshyanti taj jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Lord Krishna reveals in Bhagavad Gita 4.34 that there is a vidhi. And what's the process? That we have to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, one who is appearing in the parampara and carrying out the teachings and the activities as per parampara, following the rules and regulations, and so that he is showing us by his example Acharya. And prashnena sevya, when we serve such a spiritual master, we should submissively inquire, not challengingly inquire, submissively inquire from him, because he can reveal us the truth, because he is Tattva Darshina. He has seen the truth. He has realized the truth. And that is the essence. When we are in touch of a pure devotee, then all our desires are immediately fulfilled. And we can see the whole place lighted up, our lives. So the house I am referring to is us. We get enlightened. And similarly, the Lord is omnipresent, right? He is omniscient. He is omnipotent. So he is everywhere. And he is manifested by his unalloyed devotees like Mahatma Vidur. Right? Just like electricity flows to the electric bulb when you switch it on. That's the initiation process. So when we take shelter, we switch it on. And a pure devotee like Vidur, he always feels the presence of Lord everywhere. So one who can see the Lord everywhere can give us Lord, can show us Lord. There is a beautiful incident I am reminded of, that when Srila Prabhupada was visiting one of the Indian host place in New Delhi at that time, or in Bombay. So again, as he was visiting, the host offered a small Krishna deity to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, of course, he always accepts, because he is giving Krishna everywhere and he is seeing that this is a very nice offering from the host, so he accepts it. And there was daughter of Malti Mataji and Shyamsundar Prabhu, Saraswati, she was running around, and Srila Prabhupada had given the small deity form of Krishna to her, and then he took it back. And then, so one of the devotees took it from her and then was passing around. And she was looking, where is the deity? Who's having the deity? The small Krishna deity. And so, finally, she could not find, because they had passed it all around. And finally, it had came in the hands of Srila Prabhupada. He was holding the deity back. And then, one person asked, so Saraswati, who has Krishna? And Saraswati, from her pure childhood form, she realized that Srila Prabhupada gives Krishna to everyone. So Srila Prabhupada has Krishna. So she immediately called out, Srila Prabhupada has Krishna, Srila Prabhupada has Krishna. That was an amazing realization that all the devotees present had, that only Srila Prabhupada, who is giving Krishna, must have Krishna. So that's why Srila Prabhupada did have Krishna deity. So he passed it on to Saraswati and she went on. But this particular incident is very revealing of the potency of Shuddha Bhakta, of Srila Prabhupada, who was carrying Krishna in his heart. And so wherever he went, his disciples and other devotees, everyone who saw him could feel that he is carrying Vrindavan with him. So that holy places all over the earth are meant for what purpose? To purify the conditioned souls like us. And for us, such pure devotees, when they come, when they travel around the world, they surcharge the atmosphere with the presence of the holy place. Tirthi kurvanti tirthani. So they are verily holy places themselves. So when we visit holy places, we must search out pure devotees residing in such holy places and take lessons from them. Try to apply their instructions in our life, because these are practical lessons that we can apply in our life, and our life will become blissful. It will become sublime. I'll give you the instant this year itself, on solar eclipse, where all the temples in Vrindavan are closed. We were there and we were seeing that, okay, we are here, we have come to the Dham, and we were feeling, how can we see, how can we have darshan of Lord Krishna, how can we really see Vrindavan? And then we had an opportunity to see Guru Maharaj. And at that moment, when I bowed down to Guru Maharaj, touching his feet, getting his blessings, and he was very happy to see us, I immediately had this realization that this is Vrindavan. He is carrying the whole Vrindavan. He is carrying Shishi, Radha, Shyamsundar in his heart, and they are smiling at us through his blessings. A mercy, mercy of the Lord flows through his devotees. And this is exactly we felt. So after having met him, after having received his instructions, we had no further desires while we were still outside in Krishna Balaram temple. We were still visiting and trying to go on our way to Govardhan Parvat and so forth. Yet at the same time, our hearts were fully satiated with such merciful, blissful feelings that we have actually seen Vrindavan. So, if one visits holy places, one must search out pure devotee, must take lessons from them, must apply those instructions in practical life. That is an essential important aspect of bhakti, because gradually one can elevate oneself from the current position. We are not here to prove anything to anyone. We are not here to compare ourselves with others. We are here to improve ourselves, become better than what we were yesterday or what we were before. And that can only happen when we take instructions from a pure devotee and engage in chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So going to holy places or place of pilgrimage does not mean just taking bath in the river, holy river there, or visiting the temples and just look at the deities. That is just, an activity for those who want to show, who want to actually not really see the holy place. They want to, make this trip so that they can satisfy in their heart and then glorify themselves all over the world, saying, I visited Holy Dham, I visited this Holy Dham, I visited that Holy Dham. And they continue to go on describing those list of holy places they have visited. Hare Krishna. So now having darshan of a Shuddha Bhakta. Now who is a Shuddha Bhakta? How do you know? One who is a representative of Mahatma Vidur, who has no desire for sense gratification, but only desire to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. And Lord, He never leaves such devotees because He knows that they are engaged in unalloyed service to Him for His pleasure, and without any tinge of fruitive actions or utopian speculation. Right? So again, Anya Bhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadya Navratam. So they are not covered by the speculative knowledge or, karma, the fruitive actions. And they are in actual service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, specifically encouraging us by their own example in what activities? In hearing and chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And how these pure devotees have come? Because they have heard from authorities. They are engaged in constantly chanting, singing and writing the glories of the Lord. So, even when we see parampara, we see Lord Krishna gave instruction to Lord Brahma through the heart. So again, Shiva Dakshay Vishnu, the Paramatma, the super soul in our heart. Lord Brahma is the first and the most powerful living entity in this universe, in our universe. So here he is able to get the instructions directly from heart to heart. So this is where heart to heart conversation they are having. And he receives instructions and he passes on the instructions to Devashi Narad. That's why Devashi Narad is also referred to as Shaktaveshavta, because he is devotional service personified. He is carrying that dham with him. And when he meets Mahamuni Vyasdev and imparts that knowledge to Vyasdev, and then Vyasdev writes Srimad Bhagavatam, where there are glories of so many pure devotees. We hear about Mahajanas like who? Of course, Prahlad Maharaj, who is constantly remembering the Lordship. And that is the essence, that is the principle. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Smartatva yatam vishnu vismartavyo na jatuchit sarve vidini shedesyoretayoreva kinkara. All other rules and regulations are just subservient to these two principles. Always remembering Krishna, never forgetting Krishna. We hear about Dhruv Maharaj. We hear about Ambrish Maharaj, who is engaging in all processes of devotional service, constantly remembering the Lordship. And even such a strong yogi like Durvasa Muni gets upset and tries to kill him, is actually taking shelter of Ambrish Maharaj. We hear about the 6 Goswamis who were in Vipralamba, in separation mode. He was going around in Vrindavan, calling out, "Oh Krishna, where are you? Radha, where are you?" These exalted devotees, the disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were going around seeking Krishna, yet at the same time through their transcendental literature they have given Krishna to us. And so we can take shelter of such personalities. Vyasdev imparted this knowledge to Shukdev Muni. So Shukdev later on, Shukdev Goswami imparted this knowledge that he received from his father Srila Vyasdev, and then he described it to Parikshit Maharaj, who was fasting until death. And so it is coming in the way of Srimad Bhagavatam, literary incarnation of Lord Shri Krishna. And the Acharyas reveal that wherever Srimad Bhagavatam is, Vrindavan is there. Wherever the pure devotees, person Bhagavata is, Vrindavan is there. And so, by their action, the pure devotees of the Lord can render any place into place of pilgrimage. And the holy places are worth the name only on their account, that there are these pure devotees glorifying the Lordship. Such pure devotees, they are able to rectify the polluted atmosphere of any place. Tirth kurvanti tirthani. And what to speak of a holy place rendered unholy by questionable actions of interested persons who try to adopt a professional life at the cost of reputation of a holy place. Sometimes we do see that. Pandas, they go over there, these Apakat means again the Sahajias, they go and they try to pollute the environment even at a holy place. That sometimes when we were children, we have seen our parents suffer at the hands of these. They say, no, you have to do this, you have to do that. They pull you into all those rituals, while the purpose is to engage in the chanting of the holy name, engage in Shravanam, hearing the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And so, Shuddha Bhakta, a pure devotee of the Lord, can deliver Krishna to us, can make our home Vrindavan, just like Srila Prabhupada by imparting his transcendental purpose in Srimad Bhagavatam, translating Srimad Bhagavatam, making such a difficult subject matter so easy, making Krishna so easily approachable. So my dear devotees, if you don't have Bhagavatam, get Bhagavatam. If you have Bhagavatam, read Bhagavatam. If you are reading Bhagavatam, chant Bhagavatam, glorify Bhagavatam, read from Bhagavatam. And if you are glorifying Bhagavatam, constantly remember the pastimes in Bhagavatam. And so we can make our home Vrindavan. Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Ratana Sthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Abrit Kalindi Nire Rajhamsa Keli Kare Tahe Shobhe Kanaka Kamala. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Gantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhagavad ki jai, Anant Kori Vaishnava Vind ki jai, Nitaya Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.